built by students for students. From Darton Student Television, this is Cavalier Connection.
Hello, and welcome to the June episode of Cavalier Connection. I'm Ariel Mallory.
And I'm Jacob Stevens. With the semester coming to an end, some students will graduate while others have a little while longer. Russell Romaine finds out what it takes to graduate on time at Darton.
Since fall 2008, only 14% of Darton students graduated on time. For the university system, on time is graduating within 3 years. But Carly Harrell, a student success advisor, says that Darton wants students to graduate within 2 years.
2 years is on time for Darton students. We look at the numbers of students who've graduated in 2 years, and in 3 years that's considered on time, and then 3 years is time and a half for students. But we generally see a decline in graduation after you pass those marks. If people are staying much longer than that, they're tending to not ever graduate.
12 credits per semester is full-time for Darton students. However, to graduate in just 2 years, students may want to think about taking more than just 12 credits.
12 hours is a full load, but we encourage students who can to take at least 15 to 17 hours. Most of our programs are 60 to 64 hours, and in order to get out of here in that 2-year time period, you would need to take more than 12 hours in order to do that.
But for students, building a schedule depends on a lot more when you want to graduate. Students have to consider jobs, family, and transportation when making a schedule.
Well, I depend on what my major is and then how many credit hours are required for my major in order to graduate within 2 years.
However, some students have commitments outside of school, which causes them to balance their time with their academic commitments.
Student about how many credit hours to take, we look at their life outside of school. How many courses they take is really determined by what else they have to do other than school. Do they have a family? Do they have a job? What kind of commitments do they have outside of their school commitments? And then we try to really have them think about how can they manage their time, how many hours can they take and still be successful.
As students are registering for classes again, they're weighing the pros and cons of how many classes they can manage.
The positive in having an extra class is that you'll be able to get finished with it earlier and that you won't have to go through that again. But then the cons would be that you have more work and you have to spend more hours studying. And also, if you already have a full load, adding another class might be a lot harder and your grades could suffer because of it.
This is Russell Romaine reporting.
Darby Oliver is the 2014 Student of the Year. Andrew Ragsdale tells us what that means for Darby and Darton.
This year's winner of Darton's Academic Recognition Student of 2014 award was Darby Oliver. Darby had to have been surprised about winning it.
Well, I mean, I was just in complete shock. I went up there and I really didn't know what was going to happen. And then Dr. Barnett told me that I'd won the Academic Recognition Representative. And I mean, I couldn't just believe that I'd won something like that. I mean, it's very honorable to know that I was picked out of everybody in the school, and it was just a complete shock.
Darby is very dedicated with her volunteer work at Bush Animal Clinic and with her work in Phi Theta Kappa and Sigma Kappa Delta.
She's incredibly dedicated as a member of Sigma Kappa Delta. She has volunteered for at least 3 or 4 different events. She comes in to work in the office. She sets up, she cleans up, she's the first to arrive, she's the last to leave. She's been a tremendous help.
Not only is she dedicated, but she brings a lot to Sigma Kappa Delta as well.
Darby also brings a great sense of humor. She's always very happy and helpful and willing to do anything that we need her to do.
The Academic Recognition Award wasn't the only thing Darby won this year.
Darby was so dedicated to Sigma Kappa Delta that this year, even though she wasn't one of our officers, she won the Book Award Scholarship, which we give to the student who displays the most character and gives the most back to the society.
Even though she won this award, to her, she's just like everyone else.
I don't volunteer that often because I do work and I have classes, so it does get a little hectic and you have to save some time for yourself. But I do study almost every night or either do homework and it takes a lot of hours.
Good luck to Darby in whatever she strives to do in her future. For Cavalier Connection, this is Andrew Ragsdale.
Did you attend graduation this year? Our own Ariel Mallory did, and she has all the details.
Confer upon you, each of you, the Associate of Arts degree pertinent to your academic major.
Darton State College says goodbye to the graduating class of 2014. During this ceremony, over 300 graduates received their diplomas and certificates.
It feels great. I'm excited. I'm ready for the next big step. Thanks to Darton, I'm prepared.
In addition to receiving their diplomas, health science majors also received their pins.
Congratulations to all the graduates who are being pinned today. I know it's a very exciting time for them, for us also. One chapter of your life is closing right now, but there's a whole new book ahead of you, and it's a very exciting road for you.
After 2 long years of hard work and determination, students look forward to taking the next step.
Feels good. It doesn't feel like 2 years has already gone by, and I'm excited for my next graduation.
Oh great, it couldn't come sooner. I'm more than happy to graduate and move on to bigger and better things.
For Cavalier Connection, this is Ariel Mallory reporting. JT Fellow sits down with Darton State's Food Services Director and gives us information about meal plans and nutritional information.
Food services at any college campus is an important issue, and the food services at Darton State is no exception. From meal plans to the price of food, students always have questions or comments.
It's extremely important to get student feedback because every campus is different. So the offerings that we have here are also based on what the student needs are and what they want.
The Darton CAF currently offers 4 different student meal plans for students to choose from, or they can also pay with cash or a credit card. Darton State student Fatima Humari explains why she doesn't eat in the CAF that much and what she would like to see changed.
I don't eat in the CAF right now simply because meal plans are really expensive. There's not really much of a variety. They have basically the same things every day. I'd like to see more of a variety here, like maybe more vegetarian options.
I conducted a study in seeing what was healthier, a meal from the cafeteria or a comparable meal from a fast food restaurant. Here's what I found. A classic cheeseburger, fries, and a Coca-Cola from the cafeteria had a total of 810 calories, 36 grams of fat, and a whopping 710 milligrams of sodium. Next, I took a trip to McDonald's to see how they fared against the CAF food. There, I found that the same meal had 880 calories, 31 grams of fat, and an astounding 960 milligrams of sodium. For those students like Fatima who are looking for healthier options unlike a burger and fries, Peterson tells us what other healthier options the students have.
We have 2 programs that we're currently running here. One of them is Simple Servings, which is our allergen-free line. We also have our Mindful program, which is identified by different icons on all of our signage. It looks like a heart-shaped apple, and it's called Mindful, and that's to identify different items throughout the CAF.
Another big questions that most students had was,
why don't we have a Chick-fil-A or a Subway?
And the answer to that question?
We are working towards that, and hopefully in the next year to 2 years we'll be able to grow in that direction. We'll make the decisions on what brands, either national or in-house brands, that we feel would best meet the needs of the students for the campus, whether it be Chick-fil-A or Pizza Hut.
My next study was to compare prices for dinner buffets between the Darton State CAF and Ryan's. Both of these are all-you-can-eat prices at dinner time. For an all-you-can-eat meal in the CAF, the price was $10 for the food in the food line only, fountain drink, and a dessert. I made a phone call to the local Ryan's restaurant here in Albany, and their price for an adult all-you-can-eat dinner was $13.89. This price included meal, drink, and dessert. For more information about meal plans and to even see the menu for the week ahead, just visit the Dining Services page at dartondining.com. From the Darton State Cafeteria, this is JT Fellows reporting.
Coming up after the break, Tyler Edward finds out what students have to do to get a job on campus.
And Campus Life found some unique ways to help students ease into final exams. Find out more after the break.
You wouldn't let money just blow out of your house. So when your AC or heater is on, make sure the doors, windows, and fireplace flue are shut tight. If you're headed out, turn down the AC or lower the heat by 10 degrees. And always keep your water heater set at 120. A little bit of common sense goes a long way. Get more great tips at energysaver.gov.
Students enjoyed free Coke floats, massages, and a play date with puppies to release some stress before finals. Jacob Stevens has the story.
Darton's campus life hosted 2 events during the final week of classes. The events included a free Coke float on April 29th and a play date with puppies on May 1st. Eric O'Kane, the assistant dean of campus life, explains why these events were held.
We wanted to have some events this week in order to assist with, you know, the students are kind of stressed out this week and will be next week as well. So we wanted to do some events that would hopefully relieve some of that stress and give them a little break.
The stress of upcoming finals has taken its toll. Some students are glad that Darton State has introduced new ways to take their minds off finals.
I think it's pretty cool. It's definitely a difference seeing dogs on campus and all, but it's kind of cool.
The events were popular among students. Even O'Kane took notice of its success.
I think it's done well. Our reports from Monday, the Coke Floats activity was, I think we had about 280, 270 participants, something like that. But I think it's doing really well.
Campus life achieved its goal, giving students a few stress relief activities. For Cavalier Connection, this is Jacob Stevens reporting. Tyler Edwards talks to Darton administrators to find out what students need to do if they want a job on campus.
A major problem that college students have is finding a job. Students at Darton State College are using work-study programs so that they can work and still have a chance to study.
We pick our own hours, so we get to work when we don't have class, and then I usually study after work and after class and all that at night.
The number one question students ask is, how do you get a work-study job?
One day I went and climbed on the black route. I climbed all the way to the top, and I was like, got kind of stuck at the end because there were some knots at the top. My boss, he saw me. I came down, he offered me a job.
Don't worry, if you're not lucky like Jose, there are other ways of getting work-study jobs. Mr. Jason Swartz, Assistant Dean for Student Success, is one of the people you can talk to about getting a work-study job.
We accept applications usually 2 weeks prior to the semester starting. So anytime a semester is about to start, 2 weeks prior to that, student comes in to C103, gets an application, fills it out, turns it into the Career Center coordinator, and then that starts the process for getting a work-study job on campus. What's his 919 number?
Students all around the campus have heard about the work-study program. Most of them want to be a part of it.
I think it would be beneficial to me because you can gain experience of knowing the students in the school, and on top of that, you can work at the same time.
From Cavalier Connection, this is Tyler Edwards.
The gym will be open to Darton students this summer. Our own Jana Bentley tells us all about the gym rules and hours.
Not many students on campus know about the open gym located in the PE building and the recreation gym.
The open gym is fun, exciting for students. A way for them to get, extra activities.
I think open gym is a good opportunity for students here to spend some time playing basketball and get a chance to have a good social experience here at Darton. It's great for kids to be able to get a different way of physical education, a different way to get some conditioning.
We don't have a legit basketball team, so having open gym is really good because they get to come and enjoy themselves in here. Outside of class, you come here, have fun, basically. You get to see new people you probably never met.
The open gym consists of pickup games for 5-on-5 players, full court, half court, and you get up to 5 minutes per game.
Sign in at the information desk. They can't come in through any of the other doors. They have to be Darton students, and that's pretty much about it. And no profanity is one of our big keys here at Darton.
If you're ever bored in your dorm room and you're looking for something fun to do, come on down to the open gym at the PE building from 2 to 4, where you'll have a good time. You can sit down and watch people play basketball and get exercise in while you're there. This is Jana Bentley.
Are you an informed voter? The Democratic Independent Republican team hosted their annual forum at Darton. Rabiana Thorpe went to the DIRT Candidate Forum and has the story.
The DIRT Democratic Independent Republican team of Darton State College hosted the annual candidate forum for Dougherty County. Students, families, and candidates packed the room for a very informational event.
This is very important for students, not only students but the community, to become informed citizens, because as we become informed citizens, we're able to make informed choices.
Mr. Marietta explains how the DIRT Club formed and what they actually do as a team.
Decided to have something that combined them all, the Democrat Independent Republican team, and we called that like a sort of a bipartisan, nonpartisan club that we could do forums and events and host a variety of different things that had a political aspect to them.
Later, to represent you, to represent me, and to represent
one of the candidates voices her message for the people of Dougherty County.
My message is to elect Merlin C. Edwards, the hat lady, to the House of Representatives, to represent your house, my house, and our house.
Mr. Marietta tells why this event was a great opportunity for students to come to.
But it provides a good service for students because it brings the candidates on campus. Students are voters. There's a lot of issues that are affecting students. You know, they recently voted to cut Pell Grants in the House.
Now here's a question for you to think about.
Are you a registered voter, and will you be voting in this election?
I'm Rabiana Thorpe for Cavalier Connection.
Coming up, we will bring you to a road cleanup hosted by one of our own Darton professors.
Also ahead, we will tell you about Darton's art fair. We will be right back after the break.
NFC, AFC, offensive linemen, defensive tackles, quarterbacks, and cornerbacks are all working with United Way for a million little reasons. The kids of our communities, to ensure their academic success all the way to graduation day. You see, it takes about 12 years to create a graduate, but it takes the same time to create a dropout. And the difference between a kid becoming one or the other could be a professional athlete, or it could be you. Studies showed the earlier we get to kids, the better their chances. So become a United Way volunteer reader, tutor, or mentor, and make a difference in the life of a child, for the life of that child.
Give. Advocate.
Volunteer. Live United. Join your favorite NFL players. Take the pledge. Go to unitedway.org.
Darton students put their art on display for all to see at the art fair. Chasen Newsom takes us to it.
Darton held its annual art fair in the K Building. The art fair gave students the opportunity to put on display their art from the previous 2 semesters.
It's pretty exciting. This is my first showing, so this is kind of new for me, but it's pretty exciting to see it presented for all these people.
Both students and faculty came to support our student artists. Local artists were invited to Darton to judge the artwork.
3 categories, what we were judging: ceramics and sculpture, painting and drawing, and photos and graphic design.
Art presented ranged from paintings, sketches, photos, gnome villages, and even teepees.
I think we have a good group of strong winners. We have winners in every area, first, second, and third in each area.
The art fair provides students as well as staff members an opportunity to put their art on display.
I had some ceramic pieces and I also had some digital images. I won first place for the ceramics and 3D division.
For Cavalier Connection, I'm Chasen Newsom.
One Darton instructor took his class out of the classroom and out to the dorms to pick up trash. Sam Marshall tells us why this happened and if it will happen again.
Spring is here, which means it's time for spring cleaning. But rather than cleaning house, some Darton State students are cleaning campus.
It taught me to keep where I live clean and my community clean.
It was just a real good experience to see all my classmates get out and try to recycle.
Associate Professor of Social Science Roger Marietta offered extra credit to any of his students who were willing to spend their class period picking up litter.
Well, it's important to keep everything litter-free. It gives an impression for new students or visiting parents or people from outside the campus who are just coming to see what we're all about. It gives them a good impression.
Marietta has always been an advocate of Keep Albany Darty Beautiful, a committee which encourages citizens to be environmentally responsible and properly manage waste. He was awarded the Litter Abatement Award earlier this year for his efforts to improve neighborhood littering. His efforts have extended from neighborhoods to college campuses.
We've had a new initiative in the last year to emphasize recycling on campus, and every building has several recycling stations.
Those thinking about littering should first consider the consequences.
It's very expensive. I mean, it's a $600 ticket if you get caught littering, and we haven't had the resources in the past to really police that.
Roger Marietta organizes campus cleanups every semester and welcomes anyone who wishes to help.
I think you're going to enjoy it and find it very fulfilling, and you'll be surprised how much litter we collect when it's all put into one truck to be disposed of. It'll probably be shocking to you.
For Cavalier Connection, this is Sam Marshall reporting.
This has been the June edition of Cavalier Connection. Don't forget, you can always stay connected with all things Darton by liking our Facebook page. Just go to www.facebook.com/Cavalier Connection.
You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel and watch any of our videos anytime, anywhere. Just go to www.youtube.com/Darton Student Media.
I'm Ariel Mallory.
And for the last time as a DSTV Club member, I'm Jacob Stevens. Goodbye, everybody.